think about, how can I shake my business up a bit and what can I do? How can I include the whole family? How can I get more from the one person who's coming to see me now? Is it returns? Do they have to be coming back? Are they not coming back? Why aren't they coming back? We need to audit what we do. So yeah, that's your challenge from today's podcast, is to audit what you do. Who do you see and how can you extend outwards from that one individual?
Mentoring with Geraldine is a bite-sized practitioner podcast for naturopaths, nutritionists, herbalists, coaches, and practitioners. This podcast responds directly to the needs of you, the practicing natural therapist. We have interviews during the holiday season and business and mindset support each week, so you'll get the variety you need to enjoy and stay motivated in your practice. Don't forget to subscribe to receive the weekly episodes. And if you want to connect with me, always check the show notes, because that's where you'll find the links to book appointments and, of course, to join the Academy, the membership group, where there's constant connection and community with like-minded practitioners. Now, let's get started.
Hello, and welcome to Mentoring with Geraldine and the Bite Size Podcast. How the devil are you? On our last cast, I talked about sustainability and how successful we will be over time if we plan. And I also touched on the fact that many of you have families, you have children, and so you're organising according to the calendar and holidays, because school holidays dictate when you'll be away. Now that my kids have grown up, I still find that my client base still works around the school holidays, so I still need to know when they are. And knowing when things are and how we can help everyone is part of what we do, isn't it? Making sure that we're on track, making sure that we have sorted out our futures, our long-term vision. We have our vision board in place. We're working towards that sustainable business. Now, the other thing I touched on last time, which I really wanted to dig a bit deeper into, was modalities. So lots of us have multiple modalities. We might start out with one, and this is where I started talking last time about studying and doing something else and learning something new and adding something to what we do. Now, the Pediatric Online Mastery course is a naturopathic and nutritional mastery course for practitioners so that you can bring more children into your practice. Or simply, you can see the children of the women you already see, because the majority of our clients are women. And if we can see the rest of the family and bring in the rest of the family, then we naturally have this ongoing care. So I saw lots of babies years and years ago, and then I was seeing them as toddlers, as young kids, as preteens, teens, and now I'm seeing them as adults. Often I see them through the eyes of the mother, and the mother is one that comes to me and talks to me about the child, and I won't necessarily see the child any more than just seeing the child. I don't have to see them on a regular basis because you're working with the parents. And so getting the parents' diet right also includes the rest of the family, especially if it's the mother you're speaking to. Because when we think of that family focus, we think of how can we help change the lives of this whole family? How can we improve this woman's health and ultimately her family's health as well? And that's often where a program comes in, where you develop that program around healthy eating, around the good foods, around alternatives to junk food, easy, quick alternative meals so that they're not reliant on packaged foods, so that they're not, a lot of people splash and cover themselves in perfume and fake tans, and we know that affects their hormones, don't we? So all of these things that people don't know, that we know because we've heard it in podcasts, we've read about it in research, we've talked about it in our Facebook groups, but our clients don't all know these things. People don't know what they should and shouldn't be doing. I mean, who knew buckwheat tasted so disgusting until they started in naturopathic college and made that first lot of buckwheat pancakes? It's cardboard. So I'm sure there's better ones now, but back in the day, they were just cardboard. And some people still hate kale. Who knew you had to massage kale, right? So when we think about these things and we think about how is it that I can support my client, and it might be that you want to add another string to your bow, as they say. You want to learn a new skill. You want to up-level your practice in some way. And that's when it's a really good time to talk with someone and figure out the pros and cons of what you're doing. Have a sounding board. Yes, we have to work out we can afford it. Yes, we have to work out we can afford the time to study it. Yes, we have to work out that not only the time to study it, but possibly there might be a clinical aspect or time away from family to do the thing, to learn the thing on top of any learnings. So we've got all those things to take into account, which is why online learning at your own pace is such a good idea. But we still have to be motivated to achieve it. We have to have those people there in the background cheering us on to finish the course. I mean, how many courses have you bought that you haven't done? There's got to be quite a few, right? I've certainly got a few. But I also have courses where I can pick and choose what I want to use. So my academy, I was talking to one of my mentees yesterday, and she was saying that, she said, I haven't done that one, but I was in there and I've used the Create the Facebook group one, and I've done all of that. And I was in there and I've used all your paperwork. I had a really good look through that and some of the books that are there and da-da-da. So she's picking and choosing what she wants and what she needs. The Pediatric Online Mastery course, for example, it isn't set. You don't have to start at the beginning and go to the end. You can just go to the tips and tricks video if that's the one you want to watch first. There is no, you have to do it this way. It was developed over a 6-week time frame to be delivered over 6 weeks. So it can be done in 6 weeks. It certainly can with the reading and the content, but you can pick and choose. And there's a one-to-one with me during it for those people who do it to keep them motivated, to keep them wanting to keep at it. And so when we bring that other modality into our business, when we look at that other modality, we have to think, how is that complementing what I do now? How will I bring that into my business? So for me, hypnotherapy was pretty easy really because I was already seeing the clients. So hypnotherapy from a hypnotherapist is covered on people's life insurance if they've had an accident. So not health insurance, but life insurance. And life insurance is different to health insurance in that life insurers spend a lot of their time researching, deciding what they're going to give money towards because that's going to support their clients. It's a different, very different system. So I've had a number of hypnosis people who've been in accidents and they've claimed on their life insurance, and their life insurance has then paid for sessions with me. So we've got to think, how is this going to support, supplement, help my business? How's this modality going to fit in? So I haven't done any physical therapy trainings because I don't have a bed. I don't want to put a bed in my room for the hypnosis. People lie on the sofa in the past. Now I do it online. They sit in their chair at home. So practicalities of me taking on a physical like massage modality isn't a good idea. You might be a massage therapist and you realize that your body is beginning to wear out. And so you change your techniques. Maybe you add cupping because that doesn't require all the pressing because the cup doesn't work and you can move it. You might add needling or something else that's going to lessen the impact and pressure on your body and at the same time be converting those clients to naturopathy. And that's what we do with words and understanding and the scripts that we use. So, and they're all in the academy. So we've got to think, how am I going to bring this new course in and how is it going to supplement what I do already? Who is my client base now? And do they have the need of this new training that I want to undertake? So if you have women, then a pediatric training is perfect because that means you can see the children or by extension see the children so that when mum says, oh, the kid's got this, that and the other thing, you can go, well, have you thought about doing X, Y, Z rather than getting the child in unless you have to. So understanding the pediatrics, if you really don't want to see them, otherwise they come in as well. I have joint appointments. I charge by the hour for them so that mum comes in. She'll bring the children. You only have to see them once a year, the actual child. So to know that that is that parent's child and they have the right, they are the guardian of that child. And that child, once they're older, wants to take things and is on board. So you do see the child once or twice, but children are great because they get better so quick. They have one problem generally, whereas adults, of course, have multiple problems that you're dealing with. Whereas children have one, maybe two. So you think, oh, my kid's got grommets and tonsillitis. Well, that's one thing, that's ENT. So, and the same set things for us, what we do is the same for ears as it is for throats, except for throats is gargling if they're big enough. So it is great to be able to have that additional training with the children in practice. So what other things are you thinking about bringing into your business? And how do they flow? How do they fit with your business? Maybe you need to shake up a bit and you've been doing one-to-one practice for a long time. How do you feel about groups? How do you feel about getting out there and seeing if you can create groups and can do things a bit differently? Or maybe you only want to do one-to-one, and so you can put people on programs that work alongside your consults. So think about, how can I shake my business up a bit, and what can I do? How can I include the whole family? How can I get more from the one person who's coming to see me now? Is it returns? Do they have to be coming back? Are they not coming back? Why aren't they coming back? We need to audit what we do. So yeah, that's your challenge from today's podcast, is to audit what you do. Who do you see, and how can you extend outwards from that one individual? So if you've got 3, 5 clients this week, whatever you've got, then look at each and every one of them and think to yourself, how can I extend out from you? You've come to see me in pain. Maybe I learn massage. Maybe I don't because it's something I've never done before, but maybe I start doing training in pain and CBD oil, or once we can prescribe it, or maybe we PEA and other pain control things that we have that you could use. Maybe that person sitting in front of you has an elderly mother who needs support. Maybe you could look at Alzheimer's support, what is needed for someone, because for someone like that, you might be turning around going, hey, what about the keto diet to really help? And they can learn that online. You haven't really had to learn anything new. You've just started them on a process of that for that client. But that client who's sitting in front of you, they've got children. Can you bring the children in? You'll be earning more from them because they'll be seeing you about the children. And then ultimately it's one consult. You talk about them and you talk about the children as well, but it's the whole hour, so it's a full consult price rather than a half-hour return. So how else can you shake up your business? What else can you learn that's within the realms of what you do so that you can claim it back off your tax? And what interests you? What is another interest that will spark you and get you motivated and wanting to achieve and maybe back on track if you're feeling a little bit lost? How can we help? So if you've enjoyed it, 5-star review would be lovely. Thank you very much. Don't forget to follow and make sure that you get everything downloaded into your phone so you can listen every week. I'm going to leave it there, and I look forward to seeing you on the next cast, or you hearing me on the next cast. But if you've got any questions, just email Geraldine at mentoringwithgeraldine.biz. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Thanks so much for joining me today. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast for the weekly episodes. If you'd like even more support and learning, then the Academy is for you. Here you'll find part 2 of the herbal discussions, more clinical learning, and case studies to support your clients in practice. Bye for now.